I just want to cover the cover a little bit. I just want to give you a little bit of insight to what's going on because, you know, it's, there's a whole lot of crap here. Britney Spears, apparently, is back. It says here how she dumped loser Kev by SMS and lost 25 kilograms. Now, the only thing that tells us is how much Kevin weighs. Which is rather little for a grown man. Even though I could be talking about the boob job, how she lost 25 kilograms and then gained 40, whilst under general anaesthetic. But it says here down the bottom, Kev gets nasty, I want the kids or the money. Of course, the rest of the world's going, the money! The money! Of course, it's a bit sad on the cover as well. Lonely Jess, I can't stop eating. Yes, no matter how much the rest of the world demands that she starve and die, she just has to maintain a healthy body weight by consuming food. I was reading the newspaper today, and did you hear O.J. Simpson is releasing a book called, pretty much, How I Would Have Killed Nicole and My Friend If I'd Done It. How I would have cashed in if I had the balls to admit what I'd actually committed. But you know, it's a bit of a coincidence, you know, because apparently actually there's a book being released around the same time by a guy called Bubba, who's incarcerated in the LA County Penitentiary. And it's called How I Would Have Made O.J. Simpson My Pussy Little Punk Ass Bitch If There Was Any Justice for the Rich. But I want to talk to you today about my best friend when I was growing up. Until the age of 7, I had this amazing best friend called Bradley, and he was the fucking Salvador Dali of best friends. He was off the wall, right? And so we used to get together. We rode our scooters around and stuff like that. We used to colour in, and I would try to colour in, within the lines. I was a very, very finicky, or was obsessive compulsive kid, and he was like the Zen master of colouring. He would just go, "There are no lines." And proceed to just fill the page with texture. We also used to eat. His parents had these big Hessian sacks of dog biscuits out the back, and he used to he'd go, "We have to eat dog biscuits." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because they're going to give us magic dog powers." So I would awesome to take a biscuit, and we'd woofing at each other, we'd woof at people, and we'd be like the intermediate, like the ambassadors from the dog world to the human world. And then we'd take a dump on the lawn, and that's when the joke became unfunny. And our parents rubbed our noses in it. Did your parents ever rub your nose in anything? Man, I have my nose rubbed in shit all the time. That's a story for my counsellor. What else did we do? We used to have these. We used to eat fucked with my mind, he massively fucked with my mind. I remember going to him on his 5th birthday and just saying, "Hey, guess what? Because I just turned 5. My parents had explained this to me. I said, because you're 5, that means that you've only been around for 5 years. And before that, you didn't exist." And he's like, "No." I'm like, "What? No, you don't get me. Before that, you weren't around." He's like, "No, I was. And I'm like, what makes you think that?" I said, "Well, I can't remember a time when I wasn't around." So I guess I must have been. I don't remember people being lonely and wondering where I was. So I guess I'm like, oh my God. My best friend's immortal. And I would ask him all these questions like, "Oh my God, how huge were dinosaurs?" And he'd just go, "They were massive. I had a pet one and I rode him to school." I'm like, "You're awesome." But I remember there came this point, because I was having so much fun with Bradley, it just was blowing my mind every day. And my parents actually sat me down one day. I have no idea why they were doing this. They're fucking spoilsports. They sat me down and they said, "Now, Dan, we have to talk to you about Bradley." I'm like, "What? Bradley's awesome." And they said, now, when Bradley's mummy was pregnant with him, she had a thing called German measles. And Bradley's mentally handicapped. pretty much didn't affect me at all. So Bradley was still my best friend, and I went to him and I said, you know, my parents are telling me that there's something wrong with you, and he's like, what, my magic dog powers are fading. and then we proceeded to go and put berry Smurfs in the vegetable garden and water them. To see if we could get a magic Smurf army. So, you know, you just can't tell kids like that, because they don't care. There was some other stuff that I did when I was a kid, and now we're venturing into the uncharted realms of what I like to call stories without material. But when I was really little, this is going to be fun. When I was really little, I've masturbated since before I could remember, right? I was a massively sexual little kid. Stop me if this is too confronting. But because I had no idea what sex was, right? I kind of knew there was stuff that felt good, and my body was kind of trying to tell me something about bits of me that weren't just supposed to pee, but I had no idea what it was. The only people I'd ever seen outside my family that were nude was shop window dummies. So in my tiny little, fantasies, they were full of people with no heads. Which was fun. And some of them had no arms, and some of them were just a torso. But I remember, I had two older sisters, and so our dress-up kit was just all dresses, all skirts and dresses and leotards and calisthenics outfits. And I fucking totally got off on that. I got put on the prettiest dress one day. It was a white, kind of almost a ball gown. I think it was a bridesmaid's dress. And this is just confessional comedy now. And I got a wand, and I was running around the yard just casting magic spells on everything, and wishing for unicorns as hard as I could, and blessing the vegetable garden. Come on, Smurf army! And I ran to the shed, and I flung open the door of the shed. I was so excited. My dad was working on the car, and I went, Dad, I'm a beautiful fairy! And with the kind of rage that can only be mustered by the truly sexually repressed, my dad screamed blue murder and told me to fucking get the fucking thing off! No son of mine's gonna be like, and I'm like, why does Dad hate magic? But you know, my exploits didn't end there as much as you might wish they did. I remember the first lady I ever saw in the nude. I was fine and she was fine, and she came over from across the road and she said, you know what we have to do? I'm like, play soccer! And she went, we have to become naked. I went, awesome! Because this is one of the great mysteries of life. What is the difference between girls and boys? Right? So we went and had this big wattle tree that was like a huge dome, and we went inside the wattle tree. We're like, oh, fucking great! This is going to be awesome. When we discover like the answer to this, everything's going to be explained. You know, the difference between girls and boys. Why are there girls and boys? Why isn't there just toys? Right? And so, standing there in front of each other, and then what now? I don't know. You're smooth and I'm whatever. What now? And this fucking awkward moment, much like we're having now. And then she's like, at the stroke of genius, she's like, oh, we must put sticks in our pants. and so I'm like, oh thank God, because anything to end the silence. So I pull my pants up, I'm getting bits of foliage, and this is amazing. It feels quite good. A wide variety of sticks, keen as I was to maximise the value of the experience, and this is great. And then I walked around for the rest of the day, and I kind of forgot that I had sticks in my hands, until my mother, who was still dressing and undressing me, that's how young I was, or incompetent, took me into the hallway, getting me ready for my shower, shirt off, shoes off, pants down, an explosion of foliage! I have never seen my mum laugh so hard. So, ladies and gentlemen, those have been my stories, and thank you very much for your time.